It's been a busy week and it's time to reflect on events, and unfortunately, I've learned a painful truth about Harry. He's never looked happier than he did at the Invictus Games, but we already know the tragedy behind Harry's smiling photos. Meghan's escape from her suffocating life in LA proves that the poor prince's grief is real. Hello everyone. I hope you have a great weekend and welcome to our channel, Princess Diana News. First of all, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has left comments, and I want to talk about some of the comments you left on our most recent video, Meghan's payback time. First, I want to share the best review of Ganymede. It's time for Meg to understand how she makes others feel. Meg should not be allowed to play the victim card so that she can abuse those she believes have wronged her. This is deceptive and unreliable. It looks like she's what you call dirty person. Oh yes, a dirty man, to put it mildly. That's your euphemism, Ganymede. But I totally agree with you. Meghan Markle needs to learn what the golden rule is. Do unto others, do not impose on others. Apparently no one had taught him how to do this. She treats others like crazy around her and then expects to be treated like a princess. What a delusional narcissistic idiot. And I think Aquarius has a great idea for the title of Meghan's memoir. Memories can be different, says Aquarius, she won't know what the truth is. Chapter I don't think there could be a more perfect title for his book. Honestly, I hope Meg never sees this comment because she might steal your idea. Phyllis Paxton said, I can't believe she got to be more miserable than she is now. I hope you, me, Guy, and one day get what's owed to you. I hope you enjoy your karma in a great, eye-opening event. Me too. We have been hoping for this for a long time. Sometimes karma is a little slow, but she. Then the next user said that writing a book about her time in the royal family wouldn't work because we all know how vindictive she can be, and good luck to whoever decides to publish her life in the game gone. She doesn't understand that the veterans don't want her there just because her narcissism doesn't allow her to see that because she's superior to everyone. It's incredible. Chapter Isn't this how she lives in this complete fantasy world she created? The next comment has more to do with how the royal family treats this terrible couple. Alex Hayden said, it's disappointing that the company has mishandled Markle's mess, particularly regarding the legal heir. These men did not constitute the necessary material for a viable monarchy. I agree with you. I think sometimes companies tend to underestimate how dangerous Hackles really is. I really enjoyed Kate London's comment because she practically took the words out of my mouth. How many times does Kate say she can tell her story? Honey, we've known this for 18 months and 72 meetings. You talk about this in Finding Freedom. Oprah Winfrey interview and articles in Cut magazine. Harry said this with reservation. Do you want to come back now? Please stop this. The problem isn't that we don't know what you think about everything. We may not care. Equals you squeezed the lemon dry. Katya, I don't even have anything to add, this review is perfect. User Flatworm seemed pleased with Meghan's book and said that reading her book was like reading a roll of toilet paper. I just have one thing to add. Reading his books is like reading a roll of used toilet paper. Next, Dizzy also brings up a good point. Chief Dizzy says, what is she paying for? No one did anything to him. She did all kinds of horrible things to other people. She is the worst excuse for a feminist to take advantage of men. He was the last person I wanted to be friends with. Me too. Apparently we are not alone. I mean, look at how many friends she has. Chapter No, maybe Marcus Anderson, but honestly I think he used him as much as she used him. Elena Perez has another good idea for the title. His book will be called All the Lies I Told About the Royal Family. I would not waste my time and mind on him. Me too. And I don't know why she even bothers to write this book. Chapter No one will buy this. I really enjoyed this game of finding possible names. So Aideen Shannon said the title should be In and Out, like the royal family. Or From Top to Abyss, The Narcissist's Guide to Folly. Both options are great value, but I think I prefer the latter. Chapter Thank you for your comment. Then Donna said, I know she didn't sign an NDA, but why can't the Crown get a cease and desist order so she can't write anything on the subject? In cases of harassment, defamation, etc., a cease and desist letter will be issued. I guess they could go that route if they wanted to, but do they really need to? Chapter Actually, in my opinion, it would make the royal family look worse if they sent her such a letter, because then people would believe that she would write something true about them, which we know. This is not a case. Okay guys, please keep commenting, and now back to today's updates. I've been in Invictus Games mode for most of this week. I've been in the middle of an endless stream of photos, videos and social media posts from Dusseldorf as this year's sporting event gets underway with packed stadiums and boisterous crowds. But there's something depressing about seeing 1,000 new photos of Harry happy in the German sun. With Meghan Markle by her side, and from the looks of Harry's photos, it looks like someone really cares. But at the same time I wonder how he made his life so bad. How could he be so stupid? Because on the one hand we see a man who truly believes in charity, a man who has created something amazing, an event that has changed and will change the lives of countless people. Here we see the best version of Harry, and of course, we could say a lot more about Harry, but let's not go into words here, because these are the moments where he really shines. But this is the same guy who managed to ruin his life in such a spectacular way that now he can spend only a part of it on exactly what he is good at and what really makes him happy. The saddest part for me is seeing all these photos and knowing that it's only temporary. This is just a short break from Harry's life in California. Life is not so happy. Not only did they give up their official positions in the royal family, but by fleeing Britain and settling near Hollywood, they managed to shoot millions in the foot. Chapter Of course, now Harry can smoke weed all day long and they can tell the truth, but at what cost? Well, that's where Netflix, Spotify, BetterUp, and Penguin Random House come to the rescue. In 2020, when everyone is learning how to make their own sourdough and everyone is hanging out in sweatpants, Harry has to come to terms with the fact that he has never had a job before. In this, Harry becomes like us. He has to get up and do some work every day to put food on the table and pay his mortgage. Harry spent the past 2 years working on Spare with ghostwriter J.R. Maringer. Of course, this is his 400-page memoir. Malinger described the process in The New Yorker, saying, "When we're not on Zoom or on the phone, we're texting 24 hours a day." Harry also appeared in 3 documentaries, totaling more than 11 hours. Along the way, he even suggested that he might interview Vladimir Putin or Trump about their emotional childhood traumas. We need to consider how many planning sessions, meetings, delays and ideation sessions this will require. What I'm trying to get across is this. Harry has a lot more to do than some people think, and it doesn't matter that Harry is really good at charity work. He is very experienced and knows how to do it. His life is designed in such a way that at this point he can't just wake up and spend his whole day trying to figure out how to make the world a better place. The Harry we see now, the happy-go-lucky Harry in Invictus, is a guy who can only temporarily escape the rigors of work and the satisfaction of his business bosses. Now, if we take a step back and squint very carefully, we see something very sad. Invictus is Harry's only real ace. Invictus is a feat that Harry will probably never surpass or even repeat, but look what's happening in London. Prince and Princess William and Catherine of Wales are just expanding their philanthropic activities. They currently have 60 employees and are currently looking for a CEO. In a few days, William will continue his Global Soft Power Conference with the United Nations Secretary-General in New York. If that wasn't enough, he will be co-hosting the Earthshot Innovation Summit with Bill Gates and Jacinda Ardern. Catherine is also a very hard worker. She did step up her work in the early years and formed a young business working group that included many billionaire business tycoons. It doesn't matter what the final outcome of William and Catherine's initiative is 5 or 10 years from now. They only get bigger and more impressive. You see, with every new step they take, they just raise the bar a little higher. And they will continue to surpass themselves again and again, and this is the future that Harry denies himself. Because how is it possible that Harry can achieve a second success at the same level as Invictus without His Royal Highness, without the support of the royal family, and without much time to focus on charity? And what about Harry's happiness? I mean, she looks great in Germany. He is definitely in his element. He is completely happy to be, and so calm and carefree. This week she's flooded her Twitter feed with happy pictures of Harry, reminding her that a life dedicated to charity, something she's so good at, seems off the table for her at the moment. Would Harry really be that happy making romantic comedies for Netflix? I doubt it. Does he enjoy sitting in long meetings with executives where everyone is excited about synergies and cross-audience promotions? Or how about her work as Chief Impact Officer at BetterUp? I'm not even sure what he was doing there, but maybe he enjoyed it? And frankly, I'm not just thinking about Harry's happiness here. I mean, is he even good at all of these things? I mean, well, the savings sold pretty well. If we look closely, this is not the case. Regardless, he is technically currently the only member of his family to hold the Guinness World Record for most book sales. But if one ignores Harry's book on perception slides and the stories about his torchy that no one wanted to hear, it's clear that he had more failures than successes in his American career. His collaboration with Meghan on a documentary fell through, and The Undefeated appears to be doing the same thing. What about Spotify? Chapter I don't think it's necessary to elaborate. But if there's a new audience today, let's remember what Bill Simmons said. He called Meghan and Harry bloody liars and the head of Spotify, Inc. That tells us everything we need to know about this little partnership. Although Meghan and Harry have had success, for example with Spare and their documentary series Harry and Meghan on Netflix, these are not victories that are easily repeated. There is no doubt that this week's Invictus Games are a success. And Harry seems to like this brief return to his old life. But what about next week? What will happen next week, next month? Well, Harry has to go back to work and I don't think he's going to like it. And what do you think about Harry and Meghan? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you liked our video tonight, don't be afraid to like and share it with your friends and family who will always love it. And please subscribe to our Princess Diana News YouTube channel to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, and we'll be back to see you tonight.